Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we return once more with another F1 22 Grand Prix challenge. Yes, it's been a while, but finally of course the summer break is over and we are back at the infamous Spa-Francorchamps circuit. I apologise for those of you that are watching all the videos. First of all, thank you very much. You know, the sport is greatly appreciated, but there's been a lot of Spa on the channel over the last week. I mean, I don't complain about that. I love racing around this place, and I mean, the other two videos that we've done have been really good fun as well. Of course, if you missed out on the Haas Road to Glory video that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. But having a look then at the grid ready for the Belgian Grand Prix today, Max Verstappen on the pole there, 3/10 clear of Charles Leclerc in his Ferrari. Of course, Ferrari really need a resurgence of form in the second half of the campaign there. Sainz ahead of Perez, Alonso up in P5 there. A fantastic job done by him to get ahead of Hamilton and George Russell there. Ocon in 8th, ahead of our teammate Lando Norris, and with Valtteri Bottas rounding out the top 10 there. But yeah, today we are going to be running as Daniel Ricciardo, of course. Got confirmed earlier on in the week that he will be leaving McLaren at the end of the year. At the time we're recording this, I don't actually know where he is heading ready for next season, of course, if something has been confirmed by this weekend, you know, to cover myself off from looking like an absolute moron. But yeah, let's get down trackside then, here for the Belgian GP. Let me know down in the comments below where you think we'll finish, but first, a quick message from our sponsor. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto. Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for the Belgian GP. Of course, safe to say, I apologise to those of you that aren't a fan of Spa. We have seen a lot of it on the channel over the last week, but then of course, yeah, it will be disappearing for a little while, of course, in most of our series. But here we are then, 11 laps ahead of us, driving as Daniel Ricciardo. Of course, the last time he'll race for McLaren around this circuit here today. Of course, yeah, a bit of mixed emotions about Ricciardo leaving McLaren at the end of the year. But if we can try and get it back up into the points today, that would be a pretty good result there. Of course, this thing not exactly slow in terms of, you know, sort of in comparison to the rest of the field. But certainly, you know, I'm intrigued to see how we're going to get on at Spa today there. But looks like we've got a mixture of strategies there. Latifi and Albon both on mediums. Stroll and Vettel both on softs. We're going to start on the mediums and then try and go quick towards the end of the race. But things are about to get interesting. Well, yesterday we started right at the front of the field. Today, not quite the same luck in this video. Of course, if you missed out on Haas Road to Glory, I would highly recommend going back and checking out one of the best races we've had from that series. But trying to get heat then into the tyres here in my McLaren. Fingers crossed we're going to try and angle the car a bit towards the centre of the road. Only the green score once more as we wait for Latifi to line up on the grid then. Waiting on the 5 red lights here for the Belgian Grand Prix. There we go. And it is going to be a very long hold. Lights out and away we go though. And rather unsurprisingly, I'm going to go nowhere on the run down in towards the first corner there. Are we going to see some big sends into La Source? Yes, we are. Lance Stroll trying to have a look there as we'll go around the outside of Sebastian Vettel. Of course, at the moment, still the only man to be confirmed to be leaving F1 come the end of the year there. But the Aston Martin has certainly not had the best start here as we're just going to head down through Eau Rouge for the first time. Then dab the brakes on the way and try and get the front end tipped in so you don't get any oversteer there. I can feel the back end trying to break away off the corner. But of course the Williams and the Aston Martins not that slow down the straights either, as here goes Sebastian Vettel on Alex Albon. Just wait and see where these two are going to go there. As yeah, we really haven't had the start we would have wanted here. We have kept it clean, but like I said, not quite the start we would have wanted. As now we'll have a look at the inside of Alex Albon there. As you can see, oh, big lock up there. Oh, tiny bit of contact with Seb as well as I tried to go down the middle. But we have made up one spot then off the start of this Grand Prix. As all we got Lance Stroll running very, very wide. There's Zhou Guanyu almost into the back of the Aston Martin. Just look on the mini-map. I'm guessing that Charles Leclerc has got the lead of the Grand Prix there and built about a 3-second margin on this opening lap. Now, Seb trying to look around the outside of Latifi. That might leave him vulnerable as we head down in towards the Fania chicane. Around the outside of Sebastian Vettel will go there. And Daniel Ricciardo, the last of the late breakers, the Honey Badger himself. And once again, just proving his worth there, how much car control he's got on the brake. But can we try and get a run on Latifi then as we head up and in towards Blanchimont here? Of course, like I always say, the AI for some reason don't use much battery around this part of the circuit there. We'll get all over the gearbox of the Williams. Why on earth is he lifting out through there? I don't really know. But Latifi tries to go aggressive with the defending there. Tries to chop off my nose. Make a tiny bit of contact with Mick Schumacher through the final corner. But we will get around the outside there and we will get on the lag pedal just that little bit quicker than the Williams. So 3 spots made up then on the opening lap of this Grand Prix there as Latifi just lightly crashes into the side. I don't know how you can lightly crash into someone, but Latifi's managed it. All over the back of Mick Schumacher as we head down through Pouhon. And this McLaren actually very, very settled through the high-speed corners there. It's the first time, I think, on F122 I've actually felt quite comfortable in a car through Pouhon. Doesn't help the fact, of course, normally we're either running the dragster that is the Haas, or, of course, the My Team car, which still is leaving a lot to be desired in terms of performance at this stage of the game. But look at the gap at the front of the field there. I can't get over it. Like I said, I'm pretty certain it is Charles Leclerc. I didn't actually catch who set fastest lap last time through there as Mick Schumacher just sat in the dirty air of Sir Lance. It is, of course, yeah, Charles there. As old Mick Schumacher up the inside of Lance Stroll, and on Zhou Guanyu there, his old F2 rival, as we're going to try and get around Lance Stroll at the same time, and we will make that move work there. So very, very brave from Mick Schumacher there. The cheeky double overtake when he was under pressure about losing the spot behind. And we'll just slip up the inside of Zhou Guanyu as well through turn 1. And up into P15 then we go. Are we now forming an alliance with Mick here? Both of us in looking like are going to be the 2 main shots for the Alpine seat in real life 2023. So if we can pull a move on the Haas, that would be quite good. Oh, here we go, around the outside of Mick down through the hairpin. Can we do this one? This would be a very little move at this stage of the day. And there we go. A bit of P14 then. That was a bit of a surprise, but certainly a nice one at that. It's Kevin Magnussen trying to have a look at the inside of Yuki Tsunoda through Pouhon. That's going to leave Pierre Gasly struggling on the exit of the corner there. So we'll go around the outside of the AlphaTauri there. Almost had a look at the inside of Tsunoda through the next corner there. But poor Pierre Gasly, just wrong place at the wrong time. And does lose the place. So we can just see again Tsunoda moving around a little bit on the racetrack, trying to make that AlphaTauri as wide as possible, as we will get under him on the exit there. Tsunoda just has a bit of a wobble off the corner, and that's both AlphaTauris navigated. And I'm into P12 then of this race. It has been a very, very good early laps. Now, like I said, up 8 spots in 3 laps here, just picking up the pieces. And I think certainly once we get towards the pit stop window, it'll depend when Lando wants to box here. Of course, we are on alternate strategies, but we could move up nicely into the points there. And I mean, a lot of those cars are not pulling away, as I think there's an Alpine causing a big, big train. Here we go, new strat from the team. What's this going to be? It's exactly the same as it was. Cheers, Jeff. And as we come towards the end of lap 4, you can see a lot of the cars in front now are a bit more spaced out. But if we can try and get the jump on Kevin Magnussen, that would be rather nice at this stage of the day. We are a long way back still, but last of the late breakers, Daniel Ricciardo up the inside will go. Oh, it ended up being a lot more of an aggressive move than I wanted it to be, but I'm sure Kevin Magnussen would do the same given the chance there. As we've got our first few cars into the box then. That's rather early in this Grand Prix. They're all going on to mediums to see him through to the end. I mean, if Lando boxes the end of this one, of course, then we'll come in lap 6. I think now he probably will. But I was going to say, if he didn't box, then I was probably going to try and come in for a bit of an undercut and obviously get onto those quicker tyres. But yeah, Lando just battling Valtteri Bottas up the road. Come to the end of lap 5. We've got Charles Leclerc gaining in rather rapidly at this stage of the day, as we have taken a good bit of time out of Bottas and Lando Norris. Like I said, I think both of them are going to be peeling into the pit lane at the end of this one, which they both do. But I mean, we've done really well actually early on here, trying to show some good solid pace to any other teams that might be interested in our services ready for next year. But I'm sure now Charles Leclerc is going to probably have a look past me when we get up the Kemmel straight there. Roll on the throttle nicely. Of course, I'm pretty certain now the exit of La Source is actually all going to be gravel this weekend. Of course, you guys will already know that, but I'm actually recording this a couple of days early. But are we now going to see Charles Leclerc fly past me? It's not really a battle worth having at this stage of the afternoon. Leclerc will move through. We will have as much slipstream as we possibly can. And now we're back down into P6 then, ready to box at the end of this one. Just confirm with Mark. So you can just see how much Charles Leclerc is able to pull away as he heads around the rest of the lap there. Of course, that Ferrari back on, you know, sort of default normal car settings is very, very strong there. But interesting to see none of the other medium runners diving into the box at the end of lap 6. I'm intrigued to see where we are going to re-emerge as well here. It's very, very bumpy as he head into the pit lane. Again, only just get the car slowed down there. Charles Leclerc fastest lap at the end of that one as well. I mean, he is just dominating this weekend there and doing absolutely everything he needs to lay on in the campaign. Perfect job on the turn-in there, mate. Perfect job on the turn-in, not a perfect job trying to get back in gear though, as Magnussen somehow has got the jump on Norris, and I think Valtteri Bottas is. That's very, very interesting from K-Mag. Did they trip over each other in the pit lane? I think they might have, because suddenly now we're up into P11 of the Grand Prix there. Kevin Magnussen's still going to come back at me though, as we head down in towards Eau Rouge, and I'm going to be really cheeky and try and get the DRS back off the Haas car there. Of course, we're going to have cold rubber when we get into the braking zone, and I haven't timed it. I've been a moron, and I've just given Kevin Magnussen not only the place, but also the DRS there, as here comes Lando Norris up the inside at the end of the Kemmel straight. Don't really want to battle my teammate all too much, and we will live to fight another day there. Still in P12. Got a couple more cars that need to box. We should be into the points.
It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
Oh, Kevin Magnussen really struggling around in that Haas car, a bit like we did in yesterday's Haas Road to Glory. Surely now we're going to be able to get a run on him as we head out of Savalo here in towards Blanchemont. We make it very, very clear which side we're going, but that's not going to stop Kevin Magnussen trying to make it more difficult there. He's never one that will give you an inch, whether it's lap 1 or the final lap of a Grand Prix here. Side by side through Blanchemont, you can still see he's trying to force me out wide there in towards the bus stop. We'll try and cover him off through the corner. Of course, we made an aggressive move on K-Mag earlier on there. We've got Nicholas Latifi into the pit lane, and Esteban Ocon's come out on the hards. So not too sure what Alpine are trying there, as Magnussen again trying to hang on to the place there, perhaps under pressure from our teammate Lando Norris behind. But that immediately has given me a bit of breathing room, and of course we are still locked into a huge championship battle with Alpine. Of course, there's 4 points between them before this weekend. If we could try and get the jump on Ocon, that could be really, really important come the end of the year. So there we go. Alex Albon into the pit lane, so we are going to be now up into P9 then of this race. So somehow we do fastest lap of the day then, so not too sure how we've managed that one, but we'll certainly take it. Esteban Ocon now only 4 seconds up the road, but 3 laps to go. That's still going to be a very, very tall order to try and close in by the end, as he is hanging on right on the coattails of Hamilton's DRS. Oh, we've got yellow flags out. Someone's got issues further up the road. Who's going slowly late on in the race? Is it Esteban Ocon? No, it's Carlos Sainz and his Ferrari out of the Belgian GP there, and Sainz has had so little luck at this race in the past there. He's only ever scored 1.5 points at this venue. He's had multiple DNFs. I think an 11th place finish for Renault, a 10th place finish back in Toro Rosso in 2016, and then scored half a point last year. Sainz has got no luck around this track, as the gap to Ocon is still coming down. But is it coming down by enough? 3.2 now. We took about 1.3 seconds out of him last time. But that is just going to leave us right on the cusp towards the end. We have to get inside the DRS range. Well, about to start the final lap then here from Spa. I'm not convinced we're quite going to have enough to close up to Esteban Ocon by the checkered flag here. But it is going to be very, very close towards the end of this one, as it looks like Hamilton and I think Fernando Alonso battling not too far in front. But we are still just pushing right to the checkered flag here. We've got very little in the way of battery either, which is certainly not going to make this any easier, as I think now Ocon might just have got back into the DRS range of Lewis Hamilton there, and that will certainly mean we're not going to close up by the end of this one. You can just see how much Ocon immediately pulls away there. Our only hope is if Alonso and Hamilton start battling, they then slow Ocon up, and that allows us to get a little bit closer. But I think on the final lap here, of course, we made a lot of good progress early on in the afternoon, and then since then, of course, we just picked up the spot from, see, Carlos Sainz's retirement, but apart from that, these soft tyres, I think, are coming to the end of their usable life. We're just still trying to chuck the car around the circuit. I mean, there is no place like Spa. You really can hurl a car around this venue and hope that it all sticks there as we head through Pouhon for the final time there. First off, actually ran a little bit wide through Pouhon. This car has been phenomenally planted through that corner throughout the entirety of this afternoon, but round in the final few corners of the Belgian Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. It's not quite been the race for Sainz, of course. They've still got some reliability gremlins at this stage of the year, but Charles Leclerc is going to come home to win the Belgian Grand Prix. They're a critical race to make sure Ferrari and he stay on course to at least challenge Max Verstappen for the championship there. I think Charles Leclerc might have ran out of fuel heading up towards the line there, as Verstappen was a whole lot closer than he had been all afternoon long, but up in towards the final corner of the Belgian Grand Prix. For us, it's last to 8th. A very, very good result for Daniel Ricciardo after what has been a very, very tough summer break.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Daniel Ricciardo would be my driver of the day. He just outright refused to make any mistakes. Perfect driving.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there we are then, the end of the Belgian Grand Prix, and Charles Leclerc walks away with only an 8/10 gap at the end there, so definitely had some issues late on in the race. But Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez ran out the podium once more. George Russell in 4th ahead of Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton there. Ocon picks up some good points, and yeah, I mean, both McLarens inside the top 10, but certainly lost out some big points to Alpine in the Championship Challenge. But there we go then, 20th to 8th at the end of the Belgian GP. Thank you all so much for watching this video as well. Of course, there will be an F1 Manager video going live later on tonight as well, so of course make sure you get yourselves subscribed for that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we will return very soon with more F1 22 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.